Hello students, today we start the chapter Power Sharing. By name it is clear the distribution of the power. As we all know that in our book civics, whether in class 9 or in class 10th, our chapter starts with a story first, and this story helps us a lot to understand the main concept of the chapter. Here also in this chapter, the first chapter of civics in class 10th, power sharing. First, NCERT gives us two stories from two different parts of the world. The one story is of the country Belgium, which is in Europe, and the second story is of the country Sri Lanka, which is in South Asia. Now, first of all, let us clear the story of Belgium. Belgium is a very small country and it is covered with three nations, that is the Netherlands, France and Germany. Here it is Netherlands touch with France, and here it touch with the country Germany. Here also you can see in this map of Belgium, this yellow part of Belgium, which is the northern part, is called the Flemish part, and this part is a people of Dutch speaking. The people of this region speaks Dutch, maximum people. While on the other hand, in the southern part, this red color part, which is a Walloon, here the maximum people speak French. On the other hand, here you can see this region, these people speaks Germany, and that their total population is only 1% of the total population of the country. Now let's understand the total complex of the country. The Dutch speaking peoples are 59% of the total population, while the French speaking people, these peoples are 40% of the total population of the country. Now this is a capital of the country Belgium, Brussels. Here in Brussels, the 80% peoples are French speakers, while only 20% peoples are those peoples who speaks Dutch language. And this total condition of Belgium creates a problem in Belgium. I hope we understand this ethnic problem of Belgium. Now let us come and understand the country Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, the total population of Sri Lanka is approximately 2 crore. Sri Lanka has a diverse population. The major social group are the Sinhala speakers. As you can see here, the yellow color part, this Sinhala speaker is the 74% of the total population of the country. On the other hand, this orange color part is the Tamil speaker, which are 13% of the total population of the country. Now 74% is Sinhalas, 13% are Tamil speaker. The all Sinhala speakers are Buddhist. On the other hand, Tamil speakers are again divided into two parts in the country. Sorry, it is the 18% are the Tamil speakers, and among this 18%, 13% people are Sri Lankan Tamil, and on the other hand 7% people are Indian Tamil. Now in this, the next thing is that these Tamil speakers are not Buddhist people. Maximum of them are Hindus and rest are Muslim. So this is the ethnic composition of the country Sri Lanka. As we see here in this map, this northern part and eastern part of the country is a Sri Lankan Tamil speakers. Somewhere some part are Indian Tamil speakers also, like this whole dark color part. Now both these conditions creates problem in the country. First of all, let us understand the policies of the government, the measures taken by the government, and what are the outcomes and problems that emerged because of that in Sri Lanka. Majoritarianism in Sri Lanka means majoritarianism is a political philosophy which asserts that a majority of the population, whether it is on the basis of language, religion, or any other identifying factor, has the right to take decisions affecting the societies. In this majoritarianism in Sri Lanka, the first thing which we see is the majoritarian measures to establish Sinhala supremacy. Under this, in the year 1956, an act was passed. This act recognized Sinhala as the official language, not only the official language but also the mother language of the country, and thus disregarding Tamil. The government followed policies that favored Sinhala applicants for university positions, government jobs, etc. Because Sinhalas are those peoples who practiced Buddhist religion. So this is how in government policy of Sri Lanka, our new constitution stipulated that the state has protect and foster Buddhism in the country. This is how they favor Sinhala and Buddhism in the country. Because of this, the outcomes and the problems that emerged are as follows. Majoritarianism has increased the feeling of alienations among the Sri Lankan Tamils. They felt that the constitution and the government policies denied them equal political rights, and this is how they discriminated against them in getting the government jobs and the other opportunities, and also ignored their interest. And this is how these feelings in their relations create a conflict. Sri Lankan Tamil launched parties and struggle for the recognition of Tamil language as an official language for the autonomy and equality of opportunities for Tamils. And this is how by 1980s several political organizations were emerged demanding for an independent Tamil nation, means Ilam, a state. And this is how we see the existence of LTTE. L means Liberation of Tamil Tiger Ilam. Ilam means Tamil state nation. A civil war is a violent conflict between various groups in a country itself, often due to undermining of particular group's interests or sentiments by the other group. This civil war has caused a terrible setback to the social, cultural and economic life of the country. So this is how we see an ethnic diversity in Sri Lanka and the policy adopted by the government of Sri Lanka. That we compare later. First of all, let us understand these problems, the ethnic composition of Belgium also, and the step taken by Belgium. As we already discussed about Belgium, now the accommodation in the country Belgium. The Belgian leader recognized the existence of the regional diversities, as we see here, Dutch, French and German speaking. Between the year 1970 to 1993, they amended their constitutions 4 times so as to work out the arrangement of that would enable everyone to live together within the same country. The elements of the Belgian models are as follows. The number of Dutch and French speaking peoples, it is the ministers, shall be equal in central government. So the first step they taken is that in the capital Brussels there is a union government, central government, where the seats are equal for the French and the Dutch peoples. Many powers are given to state governments. The central government have been given to state government of the 2 regions of the country. The state governments are now subordinate to the central government. Through map we can understand it. Now there is one government here in Brussels of the country, first thing. Second, state government here, this state, Dutch state and the French speaking state. And the third step which they take is the community government that we discuss here. Brussels has a separate government in which both the communities equal representations. In the capital of the country Belgium, community government, a third type of government. In this type of government, a community government is one in which different social groups are given the power to handle the affairs related to their community. They are expected to work jointly for the benefit of the common masses without undermining any one community. And this community government is elected by the people belonging to one language community. Means now we see here community government, French community government, Dutch community government, the French community government and the German community government. Now what is the role of this community government? This government has the power regarding cultural, educational and language related issues. These arrangements have worked well so far, and this is how we see peace in this country, Belgium. So let us compare and understand the problem of both the nations, Sri Lanka and Belgium. In this story, the problem is same here in country Belgium and also in Sri Lanka. The problem is of ethnic diversity. Belgium respect the ethnic diversity and share this power with all the ethnic communities which are in the country. On other hand, here the majority community did not share the power with the minority community, and this is how we see a majoritarianism government in the country Sri Lanka, which creates a civil war in the country. So this is how it is through government policies of sharing the power we can establish peace in a country. Now what is power sharing? Is power sharing a desirable? What are the different forms of power sharing? That all we discuss in the second part of the chapter. Well, in this first part of the chapter, if there is any kind of problem or doubt, please comment to me. I'll clear it as soon as possible. Thank you.